Hey everyone, welcome back to Wild Eye Wednesday. Today I'm going to be reviewing a film called Rage of the Mummy. And I was excited to review this one because I'm a big fan of just mummy films in general. I grew up on the Universal Monsters, love the Hammer mummy films, and then just mummy films in general, like the ones with Brendan Fraser. Those are a lot of fun. But this one actually really surprised me. This little film here, it is a low-budget film, but it doesn't take away from it. It actually adds to its charm. It kind of reminded me of kind of a longer, it's about an hour and a half, so like an hour and a half episode of Tales from the Crypt. That's kind of the feeling I got from it. One cool thing is it does a lot of the storytelling through these comic book type montages. It starts out with a comic book and somebody flipping the pages, so you get a lot of these cut scenes throughout the movie that are pages from a comic book that are kind of animated and things like that. And I thought that was really cool. That whoever did that was talented and it looked really good. And so I enjoyed that part of it. But again, that reminded me of old EC comics or Tales from the Crypt, things like that. So basically you have this mummy, and these guys stumble into its tomb. I forget his name. Yeah, Prince Horace Khan is the name of the mummy. And they stumble into his tomb, and he's buried with these different artifacts. And there's 13 artifacts altogether. They're these like sacred relics. And this occult group actually gets a hold of them, and 13 of their members get one of these relics. So long story short, the mummy awakens to go after his relics because he needs those for the afterlife. So he basically goes and hunts down each person and takes them out and gets his relic back. So a really simple story, but done really well. It kind of was a mixture of a lot of mummy films I've seen, and I like the look of the mummy too. You can kind of see him there. They did a good job. It was all practical effects and things like that. There's not a lot of blood and guts or anything like that in this movie. It's just a kind of an old school homage to like the older films of like the 40s, 50s, and 60s when it came to, monsters and mummies and things like that. So, but I really, really enjoyed this one. And it has these two detectives in it who are trying to solve the case as well throughout the film. So they're kind of interviewing people. One of them is very skeptical to anything supernatural, and the other one is more open-minded. And the cool thing is, too, this occult group, each of them have different powers, like psychic abilities and things like that. So the artifact is supposed to kind of heighten that ability for them. So that's why they wanted those artifacts or relics, so they pay top dollar for them so they can have them, but then ends up biting them, in the butt later, because here he comes to exact his vengeance and get his relic back. So, but great little film. If you like, old school monster movies and things like that, I definitely recommend this one from Wild Eye. And yeah, that's all I have to say about it. I don't want to tell you how it ends. It's got a cool ending and things like that. So, but I just had a lot of fun watching this, and that's what it's all about, right? Having a good time watching a movie. So definitely check out Rage of the Mummy if this review made you interested in it. And yeah, it's a great little film. So as always, if you haven't liked or subscribed to my page, please give this a thumbs up, and also subscribe if you haven't. And I'll see you next week for another round of Wild Eye Wednesdays. Take care.